This is a story of success in Native America, and we're telling the story together. These emerging nonprofits are turning small accomplishments into big achievements on reservations.
It's the first step in Indian country is if you see a problem, create a nonprofit and address that problem.
Our strategy in doing community-based work has always been to highlight the grassroots emerging Native initiatives.
Most of them are grassroots people that are the foot soldiers doing the work, bringing them together and help so they can empower each other and share ideas and to uplift each other. I think there's true strength in that.
Communities are empowered and energized by Native nonprofits. They provide a way, a pathway that can help really ignite and energize really interesting and very effective strategies that are community-driven, community-initiated, and led by the very people who will be most impacted by the issues that are happening in their communities.
Seventh Generation Fund has been doing work in Native America for about 37 years. Over the past 6 to 8 years, we've had an opportunity to engage in some community work in the Northern Plains or High Plains region. And like in many rural areas in America, the amount of philanthropic dollars coming to support Native grassroots initiatives has been really regionally, really marginal at best. So we looked at that and tried to bring more attention to that.
One of the goals of this initiative is to build Native nonprofits. We recognize that Native nonprofits provide innovative strategies for their communities, that they are proactive, energetic entities that can really infuse a lot of intelligence, skills, new strategies and methodologies for accomplishing new things in Native America.
The Native nonprofits are incredibly effective at working within the communities that they come from. They are a way of supporting community work that is community driven, and it's effective. You bring together the smartest people in the region. They open nonprofits to address problems that they have identified, and they know how to solve them.
What we've looked at in terms of some of the Native communities is that to begin to build an asset base in terms of economics, we have to look at it more of a comprehensive initiative. And that's what the Building Power Initiative is intended to do.
Comprehensiveness in our organization that it's just not environmental issues. We're also looking at infrastructure development. We're looking at capacity building at the same time.
New generation of nonprofit entrepreneurs. They're bringing together the 4 essential elements that we really need for community development. They're bringing together the economic, the social, the ecological, and the cultural to really build their communities again. Those 4 elements fit together, they work together, they operate together.
Economics has to do with people, it has to do with resources, it has to do with creativity, it has to do with meeting human needs, and ultimately we mobilize many different kinds of resources, many different kinds of assets to do that.
This is really exciting. We are seeing the creation of jobs stemming from these new Native nonprofits, and they're coming up all over the region, all over Native America.
When we start building the clinic, our dream is that we're going to have young men out there with tool belts on and pounding nails and putting cabinets in and having those young men in there doing that kind of work. And I think it gives a sense of ownership that, hey man, we built that clinic, that's our clinic. So we're really, really excited about that. And secondly, once it's built, there's going to be jobs available for administrating, billing, nurses, just a magnitude of different jobs.
We're witnessing these as new economic drivers, as inspiration. There's a new nonprofit infrastructure that's evolving, providing services, addressing issues, remedying challenges, and alleviating poverty.
In the overall scheme of things, when you create 10 or 15 jobs in our community, even on Pine Ridge, that's huge.
As the nonprofit, I think there's a lot of things that won't cost a lot of money, that we wouldn't have the higher overhead that the tribe does. They're there to support us, but they can't do everything. And I think that especially the tribal nonprofits that are emerging in Indian country can sort of bridge that gap.
Tribal identity, cultural awareness, to be able to know that our languages are flourishing, that our children are proud and honored to be who they are, is another one of the essential elements that have to be in place for a healthy, vibrant community. Those work together with economics for community development.
Not only are we going after and trying to revitalize and save our languages, but we are also creating skilled individuals, and we're creating high-skilled jobs, okay? These aren't minimum wage jobs. Now that is real social change. And in my community in Browning, where unemployment is high, most people are not being trained to work in skilled fields, in the professional fields. And that's what we're doing.
We're seeing elders with iPads in a community where they previously didn't have connectivity. We are seeing power in the hands of our people. Seventh Generation Fund is helping to make this happen.
To me, it's like opening up a lot of things that doorways to different things that I had thought I wasn't able to do. That's what I see with the program, as a person with a visually impaired person. I think actually if I keep working at it, I can do a lot more things on that iPad.
Bringing technologies to Native communities open up windows of opportunity that not only break the isolation, but provide an opportunity for our elders to share their wisdom and knowledge in new and exciting ways.
This program, we're excited about it, and not only are we learning how to operate iPads and tablets and everything, but we're also learning the language again, which these young men put on our iPads for us. So we listen, and when I travel with my grandchildren, I'll turn it on and let them listen to it, or when they come to visit and stay at the house for a while, I'll turn it on. And they're young, they're preschool, and so they're learning the language.
There's so many things that you can do with this piece that we have in our hands, this program, the iPads, but also just gathering us together and giving us more strength and more power.
Yo hey, yo hey, yo hey, yo hey, yo hey.
Building power is reconnecting Native youth with their horse culture. It's putting the reins back in their hands, and they are redirecting their own futures. They are defining their own pathways. They're learning how to be good ancestors for the future generations.
They trust us, and they get on them horses, and boy, you see them puff up. Just a little ways down the trail, somewhere along the way, you'll see them change, and they get that confidence. It's a good thing to see these kids change and get that courage, you know.
They have a trail to get started on. They ain't walking in the dark. That's what them horses are teaching them right now. They ain't alone. It's kind of what it taught me.
What an incredible economic investment. So you're taking kids and you're putting them together with horses. And the psychology of that, the medicine of that, the hope of that is undeniable. The payoff of that is both immediate and long-term.
It builds character for them kids, gives them something to look forward to in life. One day you might see one of these kids on TV on a horse. You never know. Might be the next biggest rancher in the state of Montana. You never know.
It can give these kids an opportunity to see that they can actually make a life for themselves right here in Lame Deer. A lot of times, they think they have to go somewhere else to be able to make a life, and being able to know that they can live here and stay connected to this land, maybe become a rancher, is really important.
They gain a connection with this land when they're out here, like spiritual, Just being out here riding in this country is beautiful out here, and they get to chase wild horses, and they get to connect with that horse that they're riding with. It's a sight to see when you see those kids out there riding. Some of them don't know how to ride, some of them never rode before.
We have built capacity every time we help any child be hopeful, or we help them develop hope, or we fan that flame, because we don't go anywhere without that.
The partners that we've established under Building Powers Initiative are significant. They're very committed people. Most of the project support doesn't involve a significant amount of dollars. So folks that are doing the work are truly committed people, committed to bring about change in their communities.
This initiative and the things that we're going to be providing to the community, I think will have a huge effect. And I think within 3 to 10 years, you're going to see like a cultural explosion.
There are challenges and there are things that seem unchangeable, but we believe that we can do anything, and we will support anybody who feels that they can do something for their community, whether it's tell the story or whether it's to take on a big issue.
It's the model. It's really the model for social change in those spaces. The people who are going to do that work have to be from that place, and they need our help. They need our support.
Here, people are committed to bringing about change, and that's what we support. And without Northwest Area Foundation, this would not be possible. The grant that we receive from Northwest Area Foundation begins to contribute to the philanthropical support that this region, this rural community region, the rural reservation region, desperately needs.
We're contributing to it. We're doing something with that money. It bought the iPads, it bought the trainers, it brought us together, it moved us up, a notch towards what our goals were. It's been very helpful. And I like the philosophy of the seventh generation. I like the direction that they go in. It's a positive direction, yet it's culturally oriented, and I think seventh generation is a good group.
Hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey.